Hello, Henderson County High School. The time is now for a new episode of the Colonel Cast News.
Today we have a lot of things to share with you about entertainment news in our own community. A new tireless teacher to celebrate, sports news, and thoughts on raising minimum wage.
Right now, it's just my excitement raising. Let's get to it.
Congratulations, Julianne, on winning. How does it feel?
It feels amazing. I think it's more of a feeling of teamwork and really accomplishing something after working so hard as a team. So it just feels really good.
What all did you have to do to get here?
We practice almost every single day for hours. It was so much work, but I think that because we worked as a team together, that's what pushed us over the edge and helped us win.
Do you have anything to say to your team?
Thank you guys so much just for all the support and the love that we have on our team. Like it's just such an amazing feeling just to feel so loved by a team. So.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Just want to thank you for being here in the Preston Media Center here at Henderson County High School. Hopefully you like the new look of it. Our biggest thing, it's been somewhere around 20 years since we've had anything updated in the Media Center. So you can see the paint, it's been updated, and a big thing is the furniture also. And we just wanted to make it more inviting for especially our students, but everyone in general to come into the Media Center, check it out. You know, you got places where you can plug in your electronic devices. You still have the books that you can hold. A lot of people like to do that. Want to make sure we continue that with the library part of the Media Center. And you know, if you walk by, like I said, it was just old. And now you walk by it, it's more inviting to be able to come in here. And we're not done at this point. We want to continue to update some things, but we're off to a great start, and hopefully students really enjoy the new Preston Media Center here at Henderson County High School.
Recently in the news, there's been an ongoing discussion about the minimum wage increase, whether we should have it or not.
What do you think about it?
Well, I think that it is a great idea. I think that it would be beneficial to millions and millions of people in America. If you don't know, most of the workforce in America is minimum wage workers. So we have this minimum wage, which is $7.25 right now. And that has not changed since the early 2000s. And if you know, there's a thing called inflation. And that minimum wage hasn't changed, even though there is inflation. So there is this purposeful economic suppression going on to these minimum wage workers, which is most of America. So if you increase that, you're giving millions of people who are in poverty the opportunity to get out of poverty. And I think if you don't think that's a good idea, then you're suppressing millions of people.
Right.
And you're not in support of your own people, you know?
So you're trying to help people in poverty?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, well, it is estimated, and anybody can look this up, it is estimated that if the minimum wage is raised to $15, immediately 1.4 million jobs in the United States will be lost. So for all those minimum wage workers who you're talking about, that millions we're supposed to help, well, there's millions that will be hurting right there.
How will they be hurting?
They'll lose their jobs.
Why?
Because companies can't afford to pay them that. There's small businesses out here that employ a lot of people if you look at it at a national level. And when these small businesses can't pay their employees anymore, well, they're not gonna just be like, well, stay here and we'll just go bankrupt for you. They're gonna be like, well, we can't pay you, so you're fired. And this, you can look this up on your phone right now. 1.4 million jobs is the first thing on Google when you look it up. 1.4 million jobs will be lost because of this $15 minimum wage immediately. Number 3, I hear a lot of people complaining about the poverty in the United States. And let's just, before you start complaining about that, define what you think poverty is. Because we have countries where people are dying by the hundreds of thousands by starvation every year. And in the United States, that number is so small of people who die from starvation, it's not even trackable. Most of the people who die from starvation in the United States die because they're mentally ill and refuse to eat. Stuff like that. So pretty much to sum all of what I'm saying up, raising the minimum wage to $15, it will kill small businesses. Millions will lose their jobs immediately. Prices of everything will skyrocket. You won't be able to go on vacations anyways because gas is going to cost $7 a gallon, maybe more. You won't be able to afford that. You won't be able to go cruise around in your car for an hour whenever you need time to cool off about something because you won't be able to afford the gas to do it. There's so many things you won't be able to do. No more dollar menus, no more drinks at gas stations unless you want to pay $8 to $10 for a Monster. Pretty much what this will do is this will only hurt the people that you are trying to help. This will only hurt the people in poverty. All the people who are already billionaires, they will live on normally. Nothing will change about their lives. You will only be punishing the people that you sought out to help in the first place. There's other ways to help without raising our minimum wage.
At the end of the day, my stance stands upon the support of the people and support of every single person. And I think every single person should have equal opportunity. And I think that there should have never been people who have no money to get food in the first place. So that's where my stance lays.
All right, thank you very much, Rachel. We wanted to hear what you guys thought, so we sent Brenna out to ask a few questions.
I don't really have a preference because I don't have a job.
I definitely think the minimum wage should be raised. I think that would be good for a lot of workers.
And they're thinking of raising it all the way to $15. How would you feel about that?
I support that. I like that, yeah.
Thank you.
People deserve to be able to have a living wage that they can actually subsist off of and not just be in poverty, because poverty is a big problem in America and it needs to be fixed.
Even though I do agree that there should be more money in the minimum wage, I think more like 10 would be good, just as like a starting point. Even though I feel like the economy would just change.
Like a summer job, like a gas station, I would be paid $15 an hour rather than $7.50 an hour.
I don't really feel about that. Yeah, it probably helps people survive more, especially since the money's going up. But I guess what you have to really look at is like what type of jobs are getting raises $15 and how much work people are putting in, because most people aren't going to be doing the work that gives them $15 for minimum wage.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
All right.
Absolutely wonderful. It's Friday. Is there... I can do it too. What are you supposed to do? Aren't you supposed to talk into that? And then
I'm trying.
When you ask me a question, you hand it to me and I...
Yeah, that's how that works.
So, okay, ask a question.
All right, so there's been talk of minimum wage rising up to $15. How do you feel about that?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know that I have a real good opinion on it one way or the other. I don't know enough about it other than I know that if it raises, typically what happens is that the cost of other things generally go up as well. But again, to make a living, probably $15 an hour makes sense.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I think it would be like a good thing, but I think it's eventually going to hurt our economy in the end. So I'm more against it.
Well, I think it's a little crazy because, myself, I make about $10 an hour, and, thinking somebody at McDonald's making the same minimum wage as me, and I'm doing a trained skill, so I don't really agree with it, but That's my input.
Okay, thank you.
Let's get a mo flip.
Oh yeah.
So, what do you think about the increase in minimum wage?
I think it's definitely a hot topic and something that people need to research before they get all passionate about. Personally, I think it needs to be looked at more, and I think it's probably better as a state level issue overall.
I think right now $15 is probably too much to put on small businesses to take that big of a hit to increase the pay for their employees, because what we have to remember is there could be unintended consequences. The businesses themselves could just simply say, well, I can't afford to pay you $15 an hour, and so I'm going to lose you as an employee. And so it could lead to actual layoffs and firings and those types of things, or just loss of other benefits such as paid vacation and those types of things. We're talking basically a doubling of wages, and that's just a big hit, in particular at a time of a recession, to ask small businesses to incur.
Alrighty, thank you so much.
I think it'll be great for the individual workers, but I know it's going to be hard on businesses. And one thing to keep in mind is it's going to cost a whole lot more to make those goods and services and to transport those goods and services. So the cost of everyday items will go up too. So it's going to be a little tough that way as well.
Alrighty, thank you.
Hey County, you guys ready to hear what's new? So the Grammys Awards went on this past weekend. Kirsten, what do you think about it?
Thought it was pretty cool. Some good performances. Feel like the awards were nice.
The awards were nice. I know that Harry Styles won the Best New Pop Song with Watermelon Sugar.
And Megan Thee Stallion won Best New Artist. Kanye West
got
won
the Best Contemporary Christian Album. Kanye
Absolutely.
West. While we're on the topic of entertainment, there's a lot of big things happening locally.
Some students and teachers from this building are going to be starring in a new movie called Mother's Day.
Let's go out and hear some stuff from them. So, here we are with AJ Casey telling us more about the movie.
A production company in West Virginia had approached us about telling the story of Mother's Day. As we all know, that one of the lead figures of starting Mother's Day was right here from our community in Henderson, Mary Tao Sassoon, and I might be pronouncing her name wrong. Coincidentally, there was another character named Miss Jarvis, who is from West Virginia, that was instrumental in the process of starting Mother's Day. So this production company wanted to do a film about what the originating story of what Mother's Day is.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Okay, so what all does that entail? Do you know what it's about or anything?
It's about the founders of Mother's Day over here in Henderson. And it's about some high schoolers writing a play about that. So that's very exciting.
So I heard you got a part.
Yes, I'm playing the role of Parker in the movie.
So do you know what all you're going to be doing?
They really haven't released a whole lot of information, but I know that we'll be filming at the school and all around Henderson for that.
I'm excited for the experience. It's the first time I've done this, and it's just cool to be on set, like a real film. Everybody dreams about that.
Yeah, it's exciting. Most of the film's going to be shot here at the school in the auditorium for about a week, and then they're also utilizing some places in downtown Henderson.
And Dean Cain's in it, who's like a big time actor. He played Superman in the 80s, so that'll be cool. I'm not for sure if we'll get to meet him or not, but I don't know. Yeah, it's still cool. The experience is going to be dope.
In the movie, who's your character?
My character is named Molly.
Okay, so that's fun.
Yes,
Yeah. So,
it is.
who exactly is that? Your main character or
She's a supporting teenager. So
okay, that sounds good. Okay. Have you ever done something like this before?
I haven't. This will be completely different for me.
Okay.
I've only done things on stage.
Well, that's super exciting.
Yeah,
still.
I'm excited.
Yeah. How did you get the role? How did tryouts go?
Well, we auditioned at the courthouse, and I believe they did video submissions. But we went in one by one, and we just did the audition.
Mm-hmm. So that sounds fun. Yeah. Were you nervous at all?
I was. I usually get like that before it, but I think I did okay.
Okay. That's. Obviously.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, and what was your name again?
Mabry.
Okay, Mabry. Thank you, Mabry.
They should have a premiere here sometime so the kids can dress up, get on the red carpet, walk the walk the red carpet and watch them in a movie.
That sounds super fun. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Speaking of Mother's Day, we have a brand new mom and dad in our building. That's right. Congratulations to Mr. and Miss Corsi. Their baby boy, Jones Leo Corsi, was born last Friday and all are doing well. Well, that's all for this week's segment of What's New. Peace out, County.
Hello, Henderson County High School. It's your boy Luke Payne back with another episode of Sports Update. Today we're going to be talking about the boys basketball game that they had Monday night against Union County. Eli Wilkes led the team with 17 points against Union County with a dub, 77-66. And on Wednesday, we will play Webster in the district championship game at 6:30.
I rode a horse. You guys all suck. We didn't do it,
And now we have a segment with Brecken Sauer.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have won the NFL Super Bowl. As Tom Brady waits on his 7th ring, a new football league emerges from the shadows. No, it's not the XFL again. This is a new league called Fan Controlled Football League, most commonly known as the Fcfl. The inauguration of the Fcfl was on February 13th, 2021, just 6 days after the Super Bowl was played. The Fcfl is held in an indoor football facility in Atlanta that contains a field that is only 50 yards long. There are only about 100 players in the league right now, including former Cleveland Browns quarterback Johnny Manziel. There are 4 teams within the league: the Zappers, the Beasts, the Glacier Boys, and the Wild Aces. Some famous co-owners of the Glacier Boys are hip-hop artist Quavo, Super Bowl champion Richard Sherman, and WNBA star Renee Montgomery. Or the Beasts, co-owned by NFL great Marshawn Lynch or pro wrestling star Mirio. The CEO of the FCL, Sarab Farhadi, said in an interview in 2019, the Fan Controlled Football League is the first professional football league where the fans call the shots, everything from hiring the coach to drafting the players and even calling the plays in real time. It's a video game brought to life, a real-world version of Madden. It's not my idea or any of my co-founders' idea. It's every sports fan's idea, which is what makes it so powerful. The Fcfl plans to make it one day as big as the NFL. Some may think it's starting a new football league is risky regarding the XFL having to shut down twice because it wasn't getting enough attention, but Farhadi says that he's been constructing a plan so that will not happen to the Fcfl. He says this is an entertainment and technology company where the product is on the field. We wanted to create something scalable, he says. It is a renovation of the model itself to deliver interactive sports experience to the digital audience. When you do that, the cost structure is turned on its head. The Fcfl has made a deal with the streaming platform known as Twitch to stream the game live. Fcfl does not get its revenue from ticket sales, but gets its money through microtransactions on Twitch, much like boxing and UFC matches during the COVID-19 pandemic. Fans are paying to watch the game on the app instead of physically being there. As the second week of the Fcfl season is approaching, we will wait and see how the season will play out and if there will be another one after it.
Thank you, Brecken. Now I just have to say, I've always been proud to be the sports anchor for Colonel's Cast News. I have followed in the footsteps of some great people like Will Steiner, a well-known HCHS alum who recently came back to our building to sub for a couple days. We took the opportunity to catch up with him. Here's Brenna with more.
All right, it's Brenna Clevenger here with Will Steiner. So, how has life been since leaving high school?
Life's been treating me good, you know. We do have a worldwide pandemic going on, but that doesn't stop from putting a smile on my face every day, so I'm living the dream.
Is there anything that you didn't do in high school that you wish you had?
Well, I did a lot of things in high school, so there's not too much I can remember that I missed out on. But I'd say if there was anything, it'd just be getting more involved with more people. So you have your friends that you talk to every day, and for me, that was, I try to talk to everybody, but just reaching out to people that you don't see that often and building relationships with other people, that's something that you really need to do while you're in high school. So.
And then what's your favorite thing about high school?
Oh gosh, my favorite thing about it's just the experience, just having the high school experience, being in high school, especially senior year. But the teachers are what makes it great, and then your friends are what makes it great. So shout out to all my great teachers out there. And my friends, if you're watching CCN on YouTube, love you guys and miss you. So yeah, just teachers and friends, the whole experience.
So tell me, how did your sportscasting career affect your life?
Okay, so my sportscasting career, it developed in me the ability to talk in front of a camera and to, if I needed to, read a script along the thing and just prepare for kind of like a presentation. If I need to give a presentation of obviously my speech classes that I had to take, just preparing and talking in front of people is what really helps you out in that. So,
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for all you do.
We want you to be involved at our school because we can speak from experience that it can be a lot of fun and make school much more enjoyable experience throughout your time in these halls.
And outside of the halls, we know a lot of clubs, teams, and organizations are sharing on social media accounts. Over the last few years, it seems like every group has started a social media account, making it harder to keep up with them all.
So we have gathered social media accounts together in one spreadsheet to make it super easy for you to just follow them all. Just head over to colonelcast.net to find this info.
We hope this list helps you get a pulse on what's going on in our school culture and lets you see some of the new ways you might get involved. Lastly, if you don't see your team, club, or organization listed, just ask your coach or leader to fill out the form Mr. Fish sent to faculty and staff.
I'm really excited to have all my students back in one place. First thing is a lot of these students haven't seen each other since last March. They've been on Group 1 and Group 2. They've been able to see those students, but they really haven't been able to see each other and interact. So I'm excited for them. Also for me, it's a lot easier to teach in person. I know for students it's a lot easier to learn in person. So I can't tell you how many times I've heard, it's so much harder for me to do this from home. Well, that's the same for teachers. It's the same for me. I'm not very productive at home, so I'm much more productive at school. So I'm excited to get all those students into the classroom and to see their productivity go through the roof.
I'm super excited that we're going to be able to be back in school. We'll be able to be all together, learning together, plus we'll be able to do clubs. So hopefully FBLA will be able to actually do some fun stuff together. excited are we that you all are going to be back in the building? And we have so much to look forward to and to plan, because as we near the end of the school year, so many events are coming. So we can't wait to see you in person in this building all week long.
I feel great. I get to see all the guys again. We get to reunite, you feel me?
Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm happy to be able to go back more than just to see friends, actually learn more.
It's going to be great to go back to full-time school, so
I just can't wait to see all of my other friends who are in Group 1.
I'm excited to see all my friends and just be back in person, because I think it's a lot easier to learn that way.
Because there's going to be like more people here, and like we'll just get to see everybody and just keep our grades up more.
I'm ready to just be back in school, so I have no excuse not to do my work.
I'm excited to get some of my senior year back.
I'm ready to actually get back in class, get back to my peers and my teachers, and just finish off the year great. I mean, last year we missed the end of the year, so now we get to finish the end of the year.
This going back 4 days a week it just excites me, and it just
Oh my God, he's excited.
Last thing I want you to remember is Henderson County High School is a distinguished high school. The time is now, and go Colonels!
Thank you for tuning in to this waging episode of the Colonel Cast.
We hope to be back as soon as possible with more information about what's going on in your world.
Please be sure to follow the Colonel Cast on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and we'll keep trying to bring you good stuff on those outlets.
Until next time, stay safe, County.
This is the Colonel Cast, signing out.